A descendant of a long line of criminal masterminds seeks to find his father who has disappeared. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot here today with a new Disney Plus movie review for Artemis Fowl. A very interesting film, to say the least. I'm very excited to let you all know what I thought about this film and let you know if you should check it out on Disney Plus this weekend. But before we dive into this spoiler-free review, as you can see on the screen now, make sure you're following me on all my social media accounts. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new content. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel, but I also really appreciate it. And if you all watched Artemis Fowl this weekend, let me know what you all thought about it. Let me know if you've read the book and if this movie did a good job and did justice to the book. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So, yeah, Artemis Fowl has a history as far as this film finally coming to the small screen. As you all might know or may not know, this film was intended to go to the big screen, and it's been delayed, I believe, 3 times. It was supposed to come out early last year, and then it got pushed back, and then obviously everything with COVID-19. And I think I'll start off with the positives. And this is a positives for the whole package. It was very smart for Disney to put this on Disney Plus, because if this film would have went to the theaters, huge flop. I mean, incredibly huge flop. I can't think of a film that would have flopped harder at the theater, but positive, right? Let's talk about more positivity. I'm trying to think of I think kids maybe under the age of 2 would really like this film because it's colorful. It has a lot of fairies and, dwarves and some colors on the screen. So I think that they would really enjoy that. So your kids under 2 are really going to have a good time with this film. This film is an hour and a half, like an hour and 35 or so, which is great because if it was any longer, I don't know how much longer I would have been able to watch that. So, it wasn't that long. That's a good thing. Yeah, I didn't have to pay to the theater to go see it. That's another positive. Again, if this would have went to the theater, it would have been bad. But, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you all. I'm trying to find things to say positively about this film. And if you've been following me for a while, I'm all about the positivity because I know how much work goes into these films, especially $125 million big box office, big budget type of Disney films. But there's not a lot to say. A lot of positive things to say about this film, unfortunately. It is, I know I'm not the target audience. I'm not sure who the target audience is. The book readers, again, if you're a book reader, let me know in the comments if this did the book justice, because I've never been more confused outside of, I'll say this film really reminded me of when I saw Fantastic Beasts and whatever the second one was called, because from my understanding, there was a lot of things that was given to the story that imply that you had to be a book reader to kind of understand certain characters and storylines, because I was very confused with that second Fantastic Beast, and I felt very similar with this film. I don't know, is it because I don't know the world, the lore? I've never read an Artemis Fowl book. I didn't know what was going on. This film literally felt like I was watching a part 2 or part 3 of something, and there was another movie that was supposed to be out before this, because it felt like they just threw you into the story. Like, literally, the film just felt so confusing. There's no backstory to any of these characters, and there's like a crazy amount of exposition with Josh Gad, who is like Disney's go-to guy at this point. And I like Josh Gad, but he's too much of him at times, and especially in this film, I thought his character was horrible. But it's not just Josh Gad. I thought all the characters were horrible. The only character that I thought might have gotten away with a passable performance is Lara McDonnell, who is the fairy in this film. Like, I thought that she was somewhat charming. But our main character, and I'm not about making fun of kids, especially kid actors in this position, Ferdia Shaw, I believe his name was, who played Artemis Fowl. I'm sorry, kid. I'm going to get to Kenneth Branagh in a second, but very, very dull, bland, boring character. Like Artemis Fowl, the character, I don't know if that's the character from the book, but that kid, again, I'm not going to put it all on his shoulders, but there is something to say about his performance, and it was bad. Now, going to his performance, going to his direction, I like Kenneth Branagh. I've only seen the big ones like Thor, Cinderella, and then the train movie that I can't think of right now, Murder on the Orient Train, and I'm looking forward to the next one with Gal Gadot and all the phenomenal stars that have been announced in that film. But Kenneth Branagh, what were you? I know he's an actor turned director, and he has a lot of films under his filmography, which I have to check out. But I don't know if he was acting to be a director in this particular role, because I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what Kenneth Branagh was. There was no style, there was no substance, there was no flavor to this film. The visual effects were horrendous. The story, like literally, I've never been more confused with a kids movie, because it was like I literally feel like, did I miss something? Did I skip over some parts? Because it literally, if they just throw you into the mix. Again, there's no backstory. You have Colin Farrell, who is a fantastic actor. I think he was the only one that might have gotten away from really. I can't even really give a review on his performance because he's barely in the film. And you have Judi Dench, who is a phenomenal actress. I haven't seen Cats. I don't know if I'll ever see Cats, but coming off of Cats, which I've heard is not a great movie, and then jumping into this, I don't know if Judi Dench is just having fun at this point and then trolling everyone, or she is just like, yeah, I'll take the role. I don't know. I don't know the Dom character, the security guard. Man, this was a very terrible, terrible film. This makes, I saw last week, I gave my worst review for a film, which was The Last Days of American Crime on Netflix. This is right there with it, if not worse, because it's Disney and it's $125 million budget and it's Disney. Like, seriously, and you know what? As I'm just thinking about this, as I'm saying this, I'm trying to think of something, like maybe I'm trying to go back to my childhood. There was films that were maybe in the same vein as this, and I remember liking it as a kid, but as I see it older, when I'm adult now, like, I don't like that film. Maybe if I was, let me know from my viewers out there, if you have kids, if you're, I don't know, younger than, 12 years old, if you have kids, if you have nieces or nephews or brothers or sisters that are younger, and if they watch this film, let me know what they thought about this film, because I'm just very curious on my younger self if I would have liked this film, because honestly, I don't think I would have, but who knows? Because again, there's been some terrible movies that I saw as a kid, and like I said, the older I got, I'm like, whoa, this movie was trash. But during that age group, it was cool and it was adventurous, and that's something else with this film. It all takes place in one location. Like, I thought this was supposed to be like an adventure film, but we literally are at one location the entire film. Artemis Fowl is a terrible movie. I'm going to just flat out say it. I'm sorry, Kenneth Branagh, that you had to pretend to be the director in this, because you were not a director. I don't know what the direction this film was. You didn't help the kid out, Artemis Fowl. You didn't give any direction to anyone. Josh Gad is terrible. Judi Dench is terrible. The lore, the mythology, the special effects, everything about this film is terrible. Everything. But again, Disney, smart on you to put it on this platform, because literally, if this would have came out in theaters, guys, which obviously it probably would have come out to later this year with everything going on, that film would have tanked hard. Artemis Fowl is getting a 1 out of 5 for me. I don't recommend you check it out. Check out something more worth your time, which is Spike Lee's The Five Bloods. Check out some other stuff. Watch some of your favorite movies. Avoid this film as much as you can. If this is Disney's way of saying, like, hey, you guys want us to make some original IP, I hope this is not the example. I hope this isn't the template of what we can expect for Disney making original content, because I'll take 50 Lion King remakes before I take another film like this. So 1 out of 5 for me for Artemis Fowl. I don't recommend it. I hope the kid has another role coming up that's going to give him a better direction in the next film. I hope, obviously, I still love Kenneth Branagh. I'm looking forward to his work, but I hope that he gives more effort than what he gave in this film. I don't know if they even had like dailies for the film. Like, who approved this movie? Did they do test screenings? And who was the audience in the test screening? Was it children? Was it babies that approved this film? This film's bad. Really bad. So yeah, check out, that's my thoughts on Artemis Fowl. Don't check it out, but check out my review for In the Five Bloods, and check out all my other content I dropped this week. Later today at 7 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to have my watch along for Hereditary. So a live watch along with some special guests. So definitely join me tonight. Yeah, man, 1 out of 5. Artemis Fowl. Whew. Hope you all are staying safe out there. Hope you're doing well. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.